Hello, everyone, and welcome to day 3 of my MSI coverage. This time with Caps. We're covered by Alienware right now for this interview. But Caps, I want to talk to you a little bit about how the group has been going for you. It seems like it's going pretty well. Did you expect to be in this position after the first round robin?
For sure, it feels good to have a good start. I feel like going into groups, we were quite confident we were the best team in our group, but we were also, I guess, not too confident about how we would do the first games. It's always a bit weird when it comes to like an international tournament and the meta is different and stuff like that, and the stage is different. So maybe you have to get used to the stage. So we didn't really have like high expectations, I think, going into the group. But being 4-0 feels really good, and now I think we need one more win, and we are in the Rumble stage.
Yeah. What do you think of your competition this event? There was one player in particular who had some heavy, strong things to say about facing you guys. So I'm curious what you think of the other two teams.
Uh, I think. We were watching, I guess, EG in playoffs because LEC was finished, right? So didn't have too much to do, but and it was fun seeing them kind of upset a lot of people. I personally thought maybe TL would make it, and then in the final I even thought probably 100 Thieves would still win, but they actually managed to upset everyone, and they were definitely very hyped going into this tournament. Jojopyun especially was like saying a lot of like, I guess, what is it called, like, I guess, trash talk, or
Yeah,
what
he
you
was
call it.
talking shit. We could say talking
Yeah.
shit.
Okay, so he was talking shit, and he still, I guess, has to prove himself at this MSI, but it's still early on, and I think, assuming they make it through to Rumble stage, we have like 4 more games against them at least. If we don't, I guess, also meet them in BO5s. So it still has a long time to like a lot of games to prove himself, but I guess they're slowly running out, and we're looking to win all of them.
What have you thought about laning against him? How do you think he measures up against some of the EU mid laners you play against in the LEC?
Um, I've not had the greatest impression yet, but I think the first game was quite obvious that he has not played a lot against Anivia, and it was also the first game on stage for him. So like at this MSI, so I think that was maybe a bad game to judge him from. And in the same vein, I also feel like the second game, I was playing Galio and I was just roaming all the time, so I was not actually laning against him. So I don't think I've had the greatest like one-on-one interactions with him yet. Um, but I think, he definitely felt better the second game than the first game. Then nerves, I guess, showed that he had like gotten a bit more used to it. And I'm thinking if you get some non like Galio matchups and some non like super Rome matchups, maybe we can actually trade.
I don't know if you saw this comment, but there was a comment on Reddit that was like, Caps is being unfair to Jojopyun. He's used to playing a game where you can destroy walls or whatever because he comes from Fortnite. I guess I should ask, what was the theory behind the Anivia pick?
It's just a pick we've been practicing a bunch. There's like a lot of picks we, I guess, have tried out, and a lot of picks we think are good, I guess. And it's not always you get to show them. We also got to show the Galio Kimmel yesterday, and it's also not something we really played at all, I guess, on stage. So that's just a bunch of different picks, like not even just for MSI, but just throughout the year we've been practicing that we never got to show. And I guess the thing about MSI and meeting new teams is that they draft new ways, which allows us to come up with like new counters. Where EU, I think a lot of the teams draft somewhat similar. That it's like the EU meta, so to say, and now we're playing against like the Australian meta or the NA meta, right? And for that, there's like different counter picks, and Anivia felt very good against what they were trying to do, countering the NA ARAM.
Yeah, yes, exactly. Has there been any thought in your mind of like maybe we should save some of these picks because group stage seems pretty secure for you? I don't. Obviously, it looks really good now after the 4-0, but I have to say that I assume some of these surprises might have been better popped out against a T1 or an RNG or something like that. Maybe you still have more surprises to go.
That's definitely a lot of things we haven't gotten to show. There's always I guess picks that just don't fit. There's probably a lot of picks we won't be able to show this MSI either. I think as for the Anivia and stuff like that, it was obviously early tournament, and it's sometimes it can also be good to show certain cheese picks, and then people have to like be mindful of them. and try to figure out when exactly they would be viable. There might be like certain combos with, for example, Anivia as well that are quite strong that we didn't even get to show in that game, but maybe we'll show it like throughout the rest of the MSI. And I guess part of it is like people overthinking it themselves as well. You kind of give everyone the chance to just like spend an hour talking about like, oh, when when are they gonna play this or when they're gonna play that.
Yeah, I guess it's a great way to distract them or get them to, as you said, spend a whole bunch of time worrying about something new that they didn't have to worry about previously. Speaking of getting into the Rumble stage, assuming that you guys could win one more game, which I'm pretty confident you guys will be able to at least do that.
Hopefully.
I think the tournament favorites right now are definitely 2-1, and they've been looking really good. So what do you think of your chances against T1 as a team?
What do I think about chance against T1? I mean, I don't have like the greatest, I guess, impression of how good they are yet. I think like sometimes it's like, I mean, they look really insane from like their LCK splits, and obviously they do look really good in their group as well right now, right? But I feel like that's usually also just like a false impression. And usually when you play against teams, you realize like their actual like strengths and weaknesses. You get like at least a better read because we play differently than, let's say, the LCK teams they faced, or the teams they're facing right now. So it's hard for me to get like a perfect read on them. But I am quite confident. I think all the international tournaments I've been on, it's like we're always somewhat the underdogs, right? And I don't think this is like necessarily a difference. But at the same time, I also know we can beat them. We've done it before. The last times they were also very hyped going into the tournaments, and yeah, we just have to take the next 3 times.
yeah, no, it's fair. Oh, one of the big discussions that everyone's talking about, I'm sure you've been asked about it previously, is the ping. And I feel like everybody's like, oh, this 35 ping, it feels more like a 55 ping. Or, it's like everybody's kind of doing their own analysis or taste testing of the ping. So what has the ping been like for you and having to adjust to it? Do you feel like it's consistent or is it weird? How is it from your perspective?
I think that I mean, I don't have the best read. I guess it's hard for me to judge if it's 35 ping or if it's more. I think, like, I'm not sure what exactly 35 pings would feel like in that sense, because usually we either play with like the 0.7 ping, I guess, or I guess EU solo queue. I'm not even sure what we have there. I think we have like about 20, 25 maybe. But I mean, yeah, I'm not sure. It's hard for me to say what exactly, like how it feels. I think that it is. I mean, it's like it's more a mind thing. I feel like. I mean, there's like some times where I maybe don't want to go for too many like reactionary plays, just because of the theory that there's ping, right? Like I feel like. Especially the Anivia game, there were some times where I was doing some mistakes that, like not even mistake because it was like conscious, my own decisions, right? But there was just some things where I relied less on my my reaction time just because of theoretically there's ping, so it could mess me up. But in practice, maybe if I just relied on it, it would still have worked out. It's kind of hard to say because I didn't, right? But yeah, I don't know. It's weird, I guess.
Well, we're running out of time, unfortunately, but I really appreciate you taking the time to talk to me, especially the 4-0. I asked Romain earlier if he could ask you guys to go a little easier on EG, and he said absolutely not. So I guess that's not going to happen anytime soon. But is there anything you want to say to any of the fans really quickly?
I mean, I just want to say thank you guys for supporting us. I think last year was a bit of a disaster, but it feels great to be back. It feels good to see a crowd again. It was 2 years now, I think, also that there was no crowd, so it feels awesome. And I want to just say thank you guys again to everyone who's supporting us out there.
Yeah. Thank you so much for the interview, and we're looking forward to seeing how you do the rest of group stage. For everyone else, you can check out the rest of my coverage of all things MSI right here on my YouTube channel. Hello, everyone. It is me, Travis. I'm staying up late again for MSI this year. Wow. I'm excited for when I get to finally travel to international events, starting with Worlds this year. But the cool thing is that I would probably not have the will to do this if it wasn't for Alienware supporting me, because it's late. It's very late here in California, and I'm tired. But it doesn't matter because I want to get you this great coverage, and Alienware wants to support me getting you that great coverage. So thank you to Alienware for making this all possible, and I will stay awake with their support.